Okay, this is the rear remote valve that I'm going to now use for my L2501. So the parts that are going to go onto it, I'm just going to go ahead and dry fit it so you can see what it looks like. But first of all, we have, so you can use it two ways, with the power beyond and without, but we're going to use a power beyond. So this little what do they call it, the plug, they just call it a plug, has to go in here inside. So we're going to go ahead and put that one now. Okay, and that goes way deep in there. I don't know if you can see that very good. Right up in there. Alright, we got that set in. Just like that. Now the plug. This is no longer going to go in here because I'm going to use one of these elbows. This is an SAE8, and this I believe is a JIC6, JIC6. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm gonna have a problem with that one. Didn't even think about that one yet. I'm gonna need a different fitting here. Yeah, gonna be too close to each other, and this one is going to disturb the other one and not let it. Not let it close. Okay, so my problem is here, I'm not gonna be able to turn this one. And instead of trying to fit other adapters and making it work somehow, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take this plug out. This is a tank. These are both tank, back to tank. This goes to tank, so I'm just gonna remove this plug, put it here, and I'll put this one here. Save me a little bit of trouble. Actually, I'm just gonna plug it now with this one that came off of there. Same deal. Okay. we're going to put together a quick connect fittings here. That's pretty much the gist of it there. Gotta get it under a vise to be able to tighten all this, and then put some sealant on all the threads as well. I had a problem with the 3/8. They wouldn't fit here because this valve, the spacing here and here is too small. So the heads were bumping. So I went ahead and I left the 1/2 inch ones. Something I might do in the future is keep 1/2 inch and 1/3/8 quick connect. That will work. But for now I just got the 1/2 inches in there. So today's install day. I got this all done. Got the sealant on there. hoping that's gonna work good. I got my hoses. The long hose, it's gonna be the new Power Beyond from the loader back to the valve here, and then the Power Beyond is gonna return from here with this hose back to the valve block, and this is gonna go back to the tank with this hose, and it's gonna tee off. Okay, so this is the Power Beyond that I'm gonna get from the loader. Replace it with that new long hose. It's gonna go all the way back. Power Beyond from the valve now is gonna come back into this one. The return to tank is gonna tee off. This is the tee that's gonna come into here. So first thing is going to be removing this one, and gotta follow it up this way, and it should be color coded, and it's this one right here, the green one. Kubota marks them for you, and mine still has a mark. I'm not sure if you can see that. It's a green mark here on that bolt head right there. So it's this one right here. That's first. That one is going to be replaced by the long one to the block. But before I do that, I'm going to have to figure out where I'm going to mount this. I was thinking I'm going to have to mount it somewhere here in this area. Either on the ROPS or on that bar. That would probably be ideal right there. These handles can be set up to go straight up here. That's probably what I'm going to do. Let me figure that out real quick. Okay, so this is a plate that I made to mount it onto my BX. It's got 3 holes for these here, and this is how I bolted onto the BX. So what I'm thinking is going to be the best thing for me, I removed the toolbox. I need to drill out another hole there, and I'm going to mount it right there with the handle sticking straight up. Alright, got that secured. Had to stay away from this nut that's welded in. One thing that I had to do, since these heads were sticking out and the valve was going to fit flush here, I had to give me some of these little nuts here as a spacer washer, and that worked out perfect. Okay, so I put in these bolts and the big spacer washers that I just mentioned go right over just like that. And that gives me enough space so those heads don't hit the valve here at the back end. The spacer, that nut that I told you with the spacer, gives you just enough clearance where that bolt that secured the plate onto the frame here is not in the way. Alright, time to run the hoses. I'm going to put some hose protector that I bought here on all of this, so I don't want that to rub up on something and spring a leak on me. Hose protector is the same as this original hose protector here that Kubota puts on theirs. So let me do that real quick. Okay, I got it tucked in nice. I'm gonna put the zip tie right around this metal portion right here. Oh, that'll keep it nice and snug. Okay, next hose is gonna hook up to our power beyond there from the valve on this side. So this is your power in coming in from the loader. The long hose we just put comes in and it's gonna come out the power beyond, or on this one the C port, and from here it's gonna go back to your block, to the power beyond. Let's get all that worked up. Okay, I gotta put some sealant on these. I'm gonna have to take the whole valve off, actually just these two bolts, and swing it over, because I can't get to tighten this one, but it's okay. I'll just swing it over, tighten that up. I'll probably do that here shortly. But so this again looks nice and clean, and the size for this one is actually pretty much spot on, as it comes out here and it's gonna go right in there. Just don't want any leaks. Okay, and that one's gonna fit in right there. Let's get this one off. It took in real nice and neat. That one is. Okay, now we got the tank that's going to be coming from the T-port on the valve, and it's going to tee into this one. A little more missing. I thought it was going to be on this one. Okay, now let's run the return hose. Okay, there's all three hoses hooked up. This is the power in from the loader. It's going to continue the circuit, come into the valve here, give us our fluid here. This is the power beyond port that's going to go back to the block to complete the circuit, and this is your back to tank that we just put in that's going to tee off down here. That's where that one's teeing off. I'm not 100% happy with this tee, but that's the only thing I could get in there, because I can't put the elbow in there. If you twist it around, it's going to hit these. This is the only way I could do it. So I guess in the future with my plasma table, I'm going to have to do some deal where it'll protect down here and come up, and maybe a piece of metal this way so nobody gets caught up on that. Does stick out just a little bit, and that might rub, so I'm gonna have to put some protection around that as well. So now it's time to hook up this one to the power beyond there. That's gonna go to the back inlet of the valve. Okay, snip out that zip tie, get that hose off. Okay, that's tied in and that's tight. Continues down here and all the way back. Now again, this is the power beyond coming from the valve back into your block, and this is your return. All this is tied in and tightened down. I just got to finish tightening up the fittings here on the valve. These fittings here. I'm going to start with that one. Since I can't get to it, like I said, I'm going to have to take off the bolts, move it over, tighten it, and then put it back. Okay, it's all tied in and ready, with the exception of these are still loose, of course, but I'm gonna fire up the tractor, make sure I don't have leaks. That's the only thing I'm afraid of, are leaks. Hopefully there's 0 leaks. Let's figure it out. Okay, I had it under pressure. It's up off the ground. Pretty confident there's 0 leaks. I'm confident there's no leaks. Well, we'll see in the next couple of days, I guess. So now we'll get down in there and make sure everything's secured down there, nothing's loose, and then we'll polish out my box blade with this one right here. And this is why I alternate them, male and female, because I like to, when I'm not using it, I like to put them back so they don't really get dirty or anything. So let me tie that up. We'll put that in with the box blade, and then we'll see where we're at. Start the tractor. we'll be trying this out here this week. This is really what I really wanted a top and tilt for. This 3-point cement mixer. We'll try that out this week, see how it goes.